Hello and welcome back to the channel. Or if this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. Today's topic is incredibly important for millions of pensioners and soon-to-be retirees across the UK. We've got breaking news on a proposed £900 boost to the state pension, as well as some critical upcoming changes from the Department for Work and Pensions, or DWP, that could directly affect how, and even if, you receive your payments. If you rely on your pension, have a loved one who does, or are simply planning for your retirement, this episode is packed with need-to-know information. I'll be explaining what the proposed pension increase means, how the triple lock system works, who qualifies, and what actions you should take now, especially regarding new DWP payment rules coming into effect in 2025. It's all here, so stay with me as we break it down. Let's start with the headline. A £900 increase to the full new state pension could be on the way in April 2026. This is based on forecasts tied to the triple lock, which, if you've never heard of it, is a mechanism the UK government uses to ensure that pensions increase each year in line with economic conditions. Introduced in 2010, the triple lock guarantees that the state pension rises each April by the highest of three things: 2.5%, the rate of inflation, or the rate of average wage growth in the UK. It's meant to ensure that pensioners' income keeps up with the cost of living and doesn't lose its value over time. Now, here's why this matters right now. As of mid-2025, average earnings in the UK are rising faster than inflation, with wage growth sitting at around 6.8% in recent reports. If that figure holds through September, which is a month used by the DWP to calculate next April's pension rise, then pensioners could see a record increase. For someone receiving the full new state pension, which is currently £221.20 per week, or about £11,502 a year, that would mean an increase of nearly £900, bringing it up to around £12,400 a year. This would be the second largest single-year increase in UK pension history, just behind the record rise in 2023. It would put an extra £75 a month in the pockets of eligible pensioners. For older people living on tight budgets, where every pound makes a difference, this kind of boost can be a real lifeline. But who exactly would benefit from this proposed increase? Primarily, people receiving the full new state pension. These are individuals who reach state pension age on or after the 6th of April 2016 and have enough qualifying national insurance contributions to get the full entitlement. If you're on the basic state pension, which applies to those who retire before 2016, you'd still get an increase, but it would likely be a little smaller. Based on current projections, the basic pension could rise by £690 to £720 annually, depending on your circumstances and contribution history. And this increase doesn't only apply to pensioners living in the UK. If you live abroad and receive a UK pension, you might also be eligible, but only if you live in a country that has a reciprocal social security agreement with the UK. Without that agreement, your pension may be frozen at the rate it was when you left the country, which means you could miss out on future increases like this one. It's also worth mentioning how this increase connects with pension credit, a benefit aimed at helping low-income pensioners top up their weekly income. When the state pension goes up, the DWP often reviews the thresholds for pension credit eligibility. So if you've been just above the cutoff point before, a pension increase could make you eligible, or in some cases, disqualify you. It's worth checking in with a DWP or a pension advisor to see how changes could affect you or someone you care for. Now, while this increase is certainly good news, it does come with some controversy. The triple lock system, while extremely popular among pensioners, has come under pressure in recent years. Critics argue that it's becoming unsustainable, especially in years like this one where wages are growing rapidly. With the UK population aging and more people drawing pensions than ever before, the financial burden on the government is massive. In fact, some estimates suggest that keeping the triple lock in place this year could cost upwards of £10 billion. Despite that, the current government has reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining the triple lock, at least for now. Whether that commitment holds after the next general election is a different question. Opposition parties have hinted at possible changes or even replacing it with a double lock or a modified lock to curb long-term spending. But until then, pensioners can expect this system to remain in place, offering some degree of financial security in the face of rising living costs. Speaking of living costs, let's not forget the ongoing cost of living crisis that continues to affect millions of people across the UK. Food prices are still high, energy bills remain unpredictable, council taxes are increasing, and inflation has caused household budgets to stretch thin. For older people on fixed incomes, every increase in essential costs makes life harder. A £900 pension increase won't make anyone rich, but it could help cover heating bills, transport to medical appointments, or even just keep the fridge full without stress. Now, here's something you really need to pay attention to, because even if you're eligible for the pension increase, you might not get it unless you follow new rules being rolled out by the DWP. Starting the 21st of July, 2025, new bank account regulations will come into force. From that date, all DWP payments, including state pension, pension credit, attendance allowance, carer's allowance, and more, must go into a bank or building society account held in the name of the claimant. That's right. If your pension is currently being paid into an account held by a spouse, adult child, carer, or someone else on your behalf, those payments may be stopped or suspended until you update your details. Even joint accounts may come under scrutiny unless your name is clearly listed as an account holder. This change is part of a wider push by the DWP to prevent fraud, ensure direct control, and protect vulnerable claimants from financial abuse. But the bottom line is this: you need to make sure your payment details are correct, or you could face delays in receiving your pension. The DWP has said it will start contacting affected individuals by letter in the coming months, especially those whose bank records don't appear to match their national insurance name. But you don't have to wait. You can be proactive. If you're unsure whether your account is compliant, call the DWP helpline or update your details on the gov.uk website as soon as possible. The last thing anyone wants is to have their payments delayed over a technicality. To wrap things up, let's quickly go over the key takeaways. If current wage growth trend continue, pensioners in the UK could see a £900 increase to the full new state pension in April 2026. The official confirmation will come in November 2025, once the September earnings and inflation data are locked in. Those on the basic state pension will still see a smaller but meaningful increase. Meanwhile, new DWP payment rules require that pensions be paid only into accounts held in your own name starting July 2025, so take action now if you need to update anything. This is a moment of opportunity, but also responsibility. Make sure you're ready, informed, and prepared to benefit from what could be the most generous state pension increase in years. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with family or friends who may be affected, especially older relatives who may not follow this kind of news online. And if you'd like more updates like this, along with advice on pensions, benefits, and financial planning in later life, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I'll